there! I know it's been a while, so if you don't know me, or if you just haven't seen me in a while and missed me a little bit, I am Cheyenne from Shy's Designs, and this is my channel. I am a wife, a mom, and an entrepreneur. I am here to breathe life back into furniture and make beautiful pieces affordable again. Let's get started. To open up this video, we have a matching set of nightstands or bedside tables here. I found these guys on Facebook Marketplace and I paid $5 for them. I gave the whole thing a good cleaning with some all-purpose cleaner by Method and a microfiber towel just to prepare the surface for a major sanding job and primer. I'm so excited to get started on this one because currently these guys do not have legs, they have severe water damage, they have peeling veneer, a magazine holder on the back, and big old anchors holding it all together, which makes this for a very bad design for this modern day world. Let's see how it went, shall we? I wanted to cut the square base off the bottom, I wanted to cut the magazine holder off the back, and I wanted to go around to all of the adjoining sides of this piece and add finishing nails so that I could take out the big old anchors that were just really dating this piece and making it feel a lot less custom than I wanted it to look. For sanding, I used a 60 grit sandpaper to get nice straight sides because I'm not the straightest jigsaw cutter. Then proceeded with a 120 and a 400 grit sandpaper to smooth all of my surfaces for primer and paint. I filled all of the imperfections, holes, and damage with wood filler. Next, I started on the herringbone feature on the front of the doors. I used popsicle sticks, wood glue, and wood filler to complete the herringbone feature on the doors. I cut each stick with a steel cutting scissor, and then I glued down each stick with wood glue. Once all of the wood was glued on, I spread the wood glue all over the top to fill in a thin layer, and then while the glue was still wet, I also used wood filler to fill in the wood spaces. I let all of that dry overnight and then I sanded. I sanded down with a 60, a 120, and a 400 grit sandpaper to well prepare for the whitewash I wanted to put on it. I have never attempted a herringbone design before this, and I will probably do it a lot after this, but it took a lot longer and was a lot more meticulous than I thought it would take and be. So this took up a lot more time than I thought it would. Next, I top coated the rest of the nightstands. Next, I applied the legs. Initially, I wanted the legs to be flush to the base, so I drilled and applied the legs directly to the bedside tables. But they were not stable enough, so I took them out, I applied leg anchors, and then I put the legs back onto the piece, and that was perfect. Now on to finishing off the herringbone, now that is dry. I did not want to lose the herringbone pattern visually, so I thought whitewashing it would look really great. and I'm so happy with how it turned out and that I decided to do the whitewash. Smoothing out all of the wood from all of the filler that I had to add, and adding my herringbone design and smoothing that out as well. I painted the cabinet with a shellacked base primer and then covered the piece in a magnolia line color called Rainy Day, which is super gorgeous. It's like a grayish blue color, and for this coastal theme that I'm going for, it really worked. After the bedside tables were primed and chalk painted, I went over them with a matte top coat so that I could really seal this modern piece. And then I ended up taping off the black edge that I put on the door and the whitewashed herringbone that I put on the door so that I could paint the curved edge of the door the Rainy Day color by the Magnolia line by Joanna Gaines. Then I drilled the holes for my hardware. So I used a really thin drill to drill from the back side of the herringbone so that I wouldn't damage my herringbone, and then I went in from the front to drill the rest of the hole with the size that I needed for my hardware. These cabinets did not come with shelving or any kind of functional use for the amount of space that it has on the inside, so I added my own shelves, and with that I would consider these cabinets done. For an extra little surprise, I used wallpaper to line the shelving and the back of the nightstand to give it more of a visual interest and custom look. This piece turned out exactly how I imagined it would, and I am so in love with these cute little guys. Like I said in the beginning, I paid $5 for these bedside tables, which is amazing. I spent $22 on the paint, but I think it was totally worth it to get a gorgeous color. I used a small amount of my top coat. I spent $1.50 on those poles. They were so cheap and I just couldn't pass them up. And I spent $5 on the herringbone because I used popsicle sticks and wood glue. That brings my total expense to $34. Wow. I'm going to put these online for $175 and hopefully they sell soon to see what kind of profit I get from these little guys. Thank you so much for tuning in again and spending this time with me and coming on such a fun adventure. If you have enjoyed this video or happen to learn something, please leave a like and subscribe for more content like this. See you next post! Okay.